everywhere. What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Hope you got that Friday feeling. I certainly have that Friday feeling today because I've got something to share with you that's going to get you thinking about maybe the way you are. I don't know. Maybe you're not this type of person, but I know from the fitness industry that many trainers and coaches have this problem, I call it, of being a people pleaser. And I was on a coaching call last night. Every Thursday of the week around 4 o'clock, I have my coaching call with my students inside the PT Academy. It's my favorite call of the week because I get to connect and be on Zoom and talk one-on-one with the students inside the academy. And so the call was meant to be an hour and a half. It normally goes for around 2 hours. And we dive into different trainers' problems and struggles and challenges. And I try and see what's going on and see if I can coach them through whatever problem or struggle or challenge they're facing. And so that's the focus on this call. And I really enjoy it because I can really share my experiences and kind of give back to the students that are inside the academy. And so one of the students was facing this struggle of taking on too much, right? She was taking on clients, work, and I could see just from her energy, I could feel her energy was quite low. And she was taking on too many clients, and she said she was really busy. And I said, "Wow, what's going on?" She said, "I just find it really hard to say no when somebody wants me to train them." And I stopped her right there and said to her, "We need to stop. We need to stop you right here, because every problem you have beyond you feeling burnt out, feeling tired, feeling exhausted is because of a fundamental problem. Everything you're experiencing is the symptom, right? You're tired, you're exhausted, you're frustrated, but they're the symptoms. The actual problem that you're experiencing is because you aren't using one powerful word that allows you to take back control. And that word is saying no, right? That word is saying no and being okay with making your decision. You see, it's really hard to say no. And I get that as a trainer, especially when we are here to serve people, to help people, we feel like it's our duty to always say yes and always help people and always show up for them. But when it starts to take away your energy, your happiness, your mindset, your state of well-being, because you're taking on too much, then how can you really give to every one of your clients in the same capacity, right? You can't. So something gives, and usually that's you either getting sick, you getting frustrated, or you just burning out and just maybe quitting the industry. And that is something that I've seen happen a lot. Trainers getting burnt out and then quitting the industry because they've just taken on too much and they're just not really feeling valued for their time that they've given. And so there is a simple fix to this problem of getting exhausted, feeling burnt out, and struggling with saying no and taking on too much. And the fix is just to learn to use that one powerful word, which is no, when it feels right, right? You're not obliged or obligated to take on all the clients in the world or help everybody out there that asks for it if you don't have the time or the energy. There's nothing wrong with being honest and just letting people know your situation and how you're feeling. Because at the end of the day, if you are constantly saying yes to everybody and you're trying to help everybody, you're not going to have anything left for yourself, and then you will get burnt out. And so what then also happens when you learn to say no is you start to empower yourself again to make decisions around the things that you want, right? The things that you want in your life and the things that are important to you and the time that is most valuable to you, which again, you can't get this back. And by saying no to some people so that you can give to others is a great thing, both for those people and for yourself, because you're not going to be stretching yourself too thin. So you can actually give your all to the people that need you. And so my advice to her was to get comfortable saying no, right? Because I get a lot of people, especially trainers, struggle when it comes to letting people down or saying no. But it's the only way you're actually going to be able to buy your time back and value yourself again so that you don't exhaust your energy and your efforts. And then the other piece of advice I gave her was, look, if you really want to help these people, if they are really adamant that they want your help and and you find it hard to say no, then simply there's one solution, and that is just to increase your prices, right? To increase your value, your time, because you value it more than the money. And what happens is people will either say yes and they will sign up with you and pay a premium price, or they'll say no, they'll go somewhere else cheaper. But at least you wouldn't have said no. And at least that way, as a trainer, if you want to get the value that you're worth and you feel like your time is worth more, then at least you'll be getting paid that true price now. So if you've ever struggled with increasing your prices and you've had a lot of demand, then the answer is simple. Create that demand by increasing your price. And what's going to happen is the people that really still want to work with you will pay that price. And that way you can effectively not have to do so many hours or invest so much time in order to get that same value of time back. So, if you're somebody who's people please a lot and trying to make everybody happy, it ultimately does come at a cost. And that cost is usually how you feel, your state of mind, and your energy. And burnout is a real thing. People burn out in life. You can burn out from training, you could burn out from working, you could burn out in everything. So you always want to be mindful that you're not overexhausting yourself and leaving nothing for yourself. Because if you continue just helping other people, saying yes to everybody, doing things for others, and there's nothing left for you, then you won't last very long, right? And one of the goals that we are trying to strive for is to have longevity, is to have more life, is to have more energy, so that we can show up and serve and impact the people in our communities and our lives. And so we can't do that if we are burnt out and we're exhausted and we're tired, right? So compromise with yourself and give yourself permission, because that's really the key. If you want to not take on too many things, learn to say no. Learning to say no will stop you from burning out and not having enough to give to everybody. So just going to jump over here into the chat real quick. But yeah, that's all I got. That's all I've got for you today. Just a quick message to learn to say no and give back to yourself, because you're the only one who's going to have to. You're the one that has to deal with the workload that you take on from taking on too much, and something will give. Something's always going to give if you stretch yourself too thin. So keep that in mind, right? There's nothing wrong with saying no. In fact, it's more empowering to say no than to say yes all the time, and people will respect that. So if you guys got any comments, hit me up in the chat. Let me see who's on. Clayton, what's going on? Yep, absolutely. You need to have structured times for training that clients can fit into instead of fitting everything around clients. Absolutely, Clayton. Like, the thing is, if you are just always reacting to your day, your time, then you're not going to be able to be proactive and actually get things done that you want to do, especially when you want to do things like your training or have your life. So I 100% agree. Is that Isan? How did you learn sales? I've learned sales through experience. I've had sales mentors and coaches as well, but a lot of my experience came through the doing. And I've had hundreds of sales calls and probably nearly 1,000 now between personal training consultations and sales calls as both a personal trainer and this business. And the way I've learned the skill is by doing it, by practicing it. And you can learn scripts and you can learn from the books and courses. And there are some great material out there, but the real practice that you will get when it comes to selling a service, personal training, online coaching, will be from going and getting on a phone with people and practicing it through doing. Because you can read all the scripts and stuff, but it's not until you get on a phone do you know exactly how to customize that for each prospect, each person, and bring out your own personality. So you can learn sales from a lot of great resources, but the best way to get better at any skill is simply by doing it and almost kind of coming up with your own way of doing things. Because a lot of people will teach you their way, their strategies, their tactics, but there's going to be a way that resonates with you and your personality. And so you must bring out your personality in your sales if it's going to be something that feels congruent and aligned with you, and if you're going to be an effective communicator in getting your message across and being persuasive and whatever you need to do to get somebody enrolled into your program. So there's that. It also depends what you're selling, right? If you're selling a premium service like personal training or online coaching, That's, of course, something we help with inside the academy. But there are also dozens of books that you can read and upskill yourself on sales as well. So I'd say just try to get as much material as you can, and then try to come up with your own philosophies, your own methodologies, and your own way of selling, so it could be authentic to you. Cool. Any other questions? Well, good morning, Chris. Good morning, Chris in LA. That's all we've got time for today. I mean, I can stay as long as I want, but we got to go. We got to get things done, guys. So yeah, thanks for hanging out today. Every day, Monday to Friday, daily live show at 2:59 p.m. BST and 9:59 a.m. EST. That's in America. So if you want to come hang out, just same time every week over on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, everywhere on social media. And you can come with your questions. I'll always bring a topic, a subject, an area, a lesson, something that I've discovered to you on these lives. And then if you want to have any Q&A, just throw them in the comments below, and I'll jump in and answer them. So have a good rest of your week and